We're back with another episode of Menace meets Detroit here live here at MTV Studios. I'm here with my co-host Adrian Snow. Why don't you go ahead and give an introduction real quick?
Adrian Tanone out here creating awareness.
And we got a special guest here, Willy J. Peso. Give me a rundown, man.
It's Willy J. Peso, Detroit born. You know, we outside right now getting stoned like Willy with MTV.
I like that, man. Willy with MTV, okay. So where are you from?
I'm from Detroit, born on the west side. I would like to just say I'm from Detroit because I got property on the east side, got family on the east side, but I'm from the west side of Detroit.
Okay, I'm from the east side.
You from the east side?
Yeah. St. Louis, man.
That's what's up.
Hey,
That's what's up. Shit, I got a house around the corner from there.
For real?
7 Mile Coney.
Damn, okay, I see you. Hey, you always too fresh on the ground, man. I'm trying to get like you, man. You
I
know
appreciate that, man. It's a blessing, man. Every day you wake up, you got to put that shit on.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Detroit is all about that, like that stylish, that finesse, you know what I'm saying? That gentleman-like fashion, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I definitely learned it being a young buck here in Detroit.
Okay.
You know, watching a lot of, I would say, neighborhood celebrities, you know, wake up and utilize what they have to, you know, basically showcase their blessings. So I took that and I ran with it. You know, I put that into my daily activities. Yeah.
I could definitely see like an aura of gratitude around you, man.
Yeah.
It carries over in your business and your being 100%.
Absolutely. I'm very grateful and thankful. I mean, I've had friends, family members that are no longer with us today to have these opportunities that I have. So I appreciate them. And I don't take them lightly.
Yeah. Every single opportunity counts, man. So, where's your aspirations? Like, where are you setting out to be?
I would like to be a member of a, you know, multi-billion-dollar company, you know, of a multi-billion-dollar trust. I would like to be a member, operator, leader, not only for myself but for my peers, my family, and my community. Yeah, so that's my aspirations for life and what I'm doing, taking all my brands and all my businesses that I'm working on currently and in the future, and you know, scaling up 100x.
So Willy, we've been close for over 10 years. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. And from many years ago, I've seen your grind and I've seen it grow. Where do you feel right now? They say 10 years to be an overnight success.
Yeah.
You're in your 10th year.
Yeah.
Where do you feel you are?
I still feel like I'm at the infant stage. I feel like there's so much for me to do. I feel like I've learned a lot in these last 10 years and seen a lot in these last 10 years, but yet there's so many different things that I can add to my tool belt and just add to my brand and my business. I've had trials and tribulations and learned a lot of lessons along the way, and I'm thankful for that, but I still feel like the sky's the limit, you know.
Yeah. You fulfill many disciplines of the creative economy. You're not just one, you're your brand, but under that, talk a little bit about what you do divisionally in your grind.
To be successful in today's times, you got to have multiple streams of income, whether it's in your niche or you do multiple different things across the platform. Myself, my core is music. I started as a musician, started as an artist over 10 years ago, putting out hip-hop music. I grew into being a business owner with my merchandise, curating, creating, developing, and producing my own merchandise that I would, you know, sell in retail stores. That then led me to what was already a passion of mine, which is cannabis. I used it recreationally before it was recreational. Now I'm a business owner. I'm a manager of multiple accounts and different businesses in the cannabis industry. Not only with that, you know, real estate, you know, doing business in the real estate space, because that's part of the portfolio that you need to be successful. You got to have some land because you can't recreate it. So you got to have some ownership in that. And, you know, over time, just learning how to collaborate with different entities, whether it's in the music space, it's in the cannabis space, it's in the merchandise and fashion world, or if it's in entertainment, movie, sports, whatever it could be. I don't care if it's taxes, business, credit. I want to collaborate, and I want to, you know, add my, what I would say, sauce to whatever's going on. And that's how I've been able to be successful over the many years, is collaborating with as many like-minded individuals as possible.
Networking sideways, we see you do it.
Yeah,
and you're following the Nipsey blueprint that he left behind, right?
For sure. I'm thankful for the blessings that Nipsey left on earth before he transitioned, because it was another inspiration and motivation that I took on. And, a lot of game in his lyrics and just interviews that you can go watch, and how to be an independent, successful artist and businessman. So, yeah.
I think it's a key factor in your craft that you're multifaceted, especially within your creative field.
Yeah.
You're able to, brand yourself within the rap niche, and then also the cannabis niche. And I think what you're doing within the cannabis space is actually very eye-opening and inspirational to the next creators coming up, because it opens up that door. The cannabis industry is $1 billion industry.
Absolutely.
And in a lot of places, Detroit, other states in the U.S. are it's legalizing faster than ever.
For sure.
And there's so many different ways to make income off it. I mean, we're already brand sponsors ourselves to cannabis companies. You a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's from that end, from content creation end, there's so many doors opening. So what you're doing is a pioneer in that space. I think that's very cool.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? To be focused on that.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely, being that it was $1 billion industry from 18 to 2023, where we are right now. That's in 5-year span. The state of Michigan has definitely made over $1 billion off taxes alone for cannabis. We're not talking about the retail stores. We're not talking about the cultivators. We're not talking about the processors and the amount of income that they've received as well. So being that I was of age, I was already a user and a advocate for cannabis, it was a no-brainer for me to try to associate myself directly with, the cannabis industry in my state and across the country as well. We try to expand and plant flags in many different places.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And, being an advocate, I think is a very key thing, especially within your success in the cannabis lane, because it markets you as a person that's successful off of cannabis, other than what is in the past been deemed a bad type of thing.
Absolutely.
And now it's that rebranding period, you know what I mean?
We're definitely still working to, help change legislation, stigmas that go around cannabis usage. I mean, today we live in a state where the stigma has changed, the legislation has changed, but yet there are still people that's in prison for prior convictions, as well as across the nation and across the world. There are still people in prison due to cannabis-related offenses. So, though we can be thankful and praise the success that we have today, we still have a long fight to go, because until those people are freed from their imprisonment due to cannabis-related offenses, it's not over.
Yeah, 100%.
So the president just passed down some legislation. It feels like it's not really, did not get it to the finish line with
not yet.
I'm hearing. Where's it at?
He
right
pardoned thousands of people and asked for them to be released. And, we're going into a new year. We'll see what else happens. But in my opinion, we got to deschedule it. We got to change the whole narrative around cannabis. It should be legalized across the board. And once that happens, those that are in jail for nonviolent offenses should be immediately released. Until that happens, it's kind of you can keep trying, but you ain't finished the job yet.
So in the new year, we'll see whether or not. Yeah,
if he takes it a step further, we're coming up on an election year, so those type of things. If we can vote in November of 2024 for cannabis to be descheduled and legalized and made recreational across the nation, not just state by state, I think that would be game changing. That would be something that is very historic, legendary, and necessary.
Yeah, and I think another thing that's going to to add on to that point is develop that change is how it's really seen in the media. Detroit is being a leading placeholder and changing that narrative.
Yeah.
And that's why the movements like the homegrown movement, that employed more than like 25, I want to say, Black-owned entrepreneurs in a space that was once imprisoning them. Now entrepreneurs, and they're able to like open up their own brands. You know, in Detroit is being a leeway of opening those doors and changing that stigma.
Detroit in itself is just a blessing. You know, coming from being a bankrupt city to where we are right now, being a revitalized city. There's a lot more economy. There's a lot more tourism happening here in the city of Detroit. I just think it's a good example of how you can fall down and get back up.
Yep.
You know, how you can survive, you know, the storm.